What's going on, guys? So today on this SHOKY Power Rangers Legacy review, we're taking a look at a fairly new Ranger, and we're actually out of Mighty Morphin for the first time since the Gold Ranger. I'm just pretending that I didn't do that one already. And it is, of course, the Red Zeo Ranger. So we have another Tommy. So it's pretty cool. So we got Saban's Power Rangers logo there. We have the Red Ranger with all of his stuff, which there's a lot of stuff there. And you got a Build-A-Zord. So this is actually my first Megazord Build-A-Figure version. You have the Red Ranger down here, the Starter Ranger, or Zeo Ranger 5. And you got Power Rangers Zeo logo down here, ages 4 plus. Hey, I'm in the middle of that. Limited edition. Now I picked this guy up at Walgreens, and it was the only one I have found so far. And apparently he's getting really, really hard to find, even though he's in the latest wave. So let's go ahead and look at the rest of the box. Of course, from here, you just see Red Ranger. Turn around here, and you get the Build-A-Figure stuff. Yay. Collect them all. And since I actually really do like Zeo, I'm going to try to get all of these. Pardon my toe there. So you got Red Ranger does the arm, Pink Ranger does the leg, Yellow Ranger does the other leg, Blue Ranger does the arm, and Green Ranger does the torso. Personally, I think that these probably should be switched, but it is what it is. You know, what are you going to do? You can't make it be like the actual Megazord. Now, speaking of which, I really, really wish I hadn't got rid of my Zeo Megazord at this point, because it'd be so much fun to have it. Now, we've got red here, blue here, pink here, and the Black Ranger from Dino Thunder. Now, I do want to get him because he is Tommy, of course, and I want to get all the rest of the Zeo line. Now, apparently the Green Ranger and the Yellow Ranger have come out previously, but I have never found them, and I really, really want to get those so I can actually have this actual Build-A-Figure. So maybe I'll get lucky. I keep hitting up Walgreens. I need to find some Targets that actually do have stuff. So let's go ahead and get this guy out here and see if he's cool or if he's destroyed like all the other ones that we have. Alright guys, so now we've got Zeo Ranger Red out here, and that is a very, very vibrant red. Like the red I looked at before, the metallic Red Ranger definitely wasn't anything like this. This is ridiculous. And it is all bare plastic for the most part, almost no paint at all on this guy, except for more or less where it counts. So before we get too far into that, let's look at all the crap it comes with. So we have what I believe was the Zeo Saber. Could be wrong, I'm just calling it that. So you have a little holster for it here. And it does actually have a split in it, very much like the Red Rangers did, but nowhere near as big. And of course it should be a lot more gold than that, but it's not. We're going back to Velveeta colors, because Zeo, the Velveeta Rangers, for the most part. Now it is molded, what I had to guess is all in blue, but the details are very nice. You got some gold paint on there, and you have some silver paint right there. Pretty neat, not gonna lie. I do believe this was technically extended to be like a little sword, but we don't get that. We just get the compact version that slides into the holster just like that and can go into his hand. Come on. Just like that. Doesn't look like a whole lot of anything, let's be honest. So we'll go ahead and put that in here. And he also comes with another weapon. He has the little Zeo Blaster. That's also what I'm calling it. Don't remember what this one's called. Looks a bit like a Super Soaker, if I'm honest, but molded detail is pretty good. You got red paint and black paint. Though part of me wonders if this was supposed to be gold or not. I'll have to actually look up some real images of it, because if it needs some gold, it might get some gold. But it comes with its own holster. Like this actually looks like a real gun holster. Pretty cool. The fitment is not great, but it definitely will go in there. And that goes on the hips, just like the other one did. And that is a very, very deep socket. And very hard to actually get in place. Being that soft plastic, it was actually very difficult to do that. Now you can, of course, hold it. Assuming I can get it out of there. Yep. But let's see here. Cram it into the hand and holds it just fine. Nice. And of course it comes with a Build-A-Figure Megazord part, or Build-A-Megazord part, and it is the right arm of the Zeo Megazord. Very nice molded detail, although very Velveeta. So this is going to require some painting. to make it very nice. The Zeo the Megathord, was always very, very chromy. So, I mean, at least I need to get all of the gold matching up to what I did with the Gold Ranger. And speaking of, there is the Gold Ranger next to the Red Ranger. So we've got Tommy and Jason here together. So that's pretty awesome. But there is a definite problem here, and it's that their gold doesn't match. Now, he should be more gold. Let's just be honest. So that's okay. This guy, I'm going to knock him over. The legs look to be very similar to, yeah, they're similarly molded, but a whole different mold entirely than the Gold Rangers, because of course he has like way more going on. So you guys can see the huge cuff difference there. Stay. The belt has the Zeo symbol there instead of the Gold Ranger symbol, and then same thing on the wrist. Also very similar to the Gold Ranger, but individual to itself. That you do actually get gold paint there. So this is molded white. They painted over the gold right there. And they did actually paint all of this part gold. The nice bright Bandai gold. And while it looks good, they skimped on it. Part of me is really starting to think that it comes down to this plastic won't take paint properly. That's got to be it, because if they can paint, this is painted directly on the body. This is molded in. It's all new mold. So the white and the gold are both painted on there. So part of me thinks that's what that is. So if that's what it's coming down to for why these things aren't looking right, then maybe that's the issue. But I think in future, I'm going to go ahead and paint this up too. Maybe not to match exactly to the Gold Ranger, because he needs to kind of have his own thing. But if I can actually do a brighter gold, maybe I'll do it all with the Gundam marker. We'll see. But I don't know, because even the Gundam marker is darker than this. If you guys actually know how to get a brighter gold, which may actually take some orange or red underneath it, if I had to guess, instead of black, maybe even some white, I'll see what happens. But I mean, this is painted directly on the red. Maybe that is why it looks the way it is. But also, the head is painted nicely with the star emblem there. You got the molded in little face plate and like an upper lip kind of situation there. It's pretty cool. The head is on a disc hinge and possibly a ball joint, probably just a mushroom peg, but hard to tell. So you can headbang very nicely. Boom, 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 boom. Shoulders are ratcheted. This one is ratcheted a little bit more than this one. This one is pretty loose. And they do rotate all the way around. So I got the disc hinge there. You do have the bicep rotation up here. You got the double jointed elbows that are pretty limited, if I'm honest. But he can at least flex a little bit. No forearm rotation, just like the Gold Ranger, and I actually appreciate that. You got the same wrist articulation that all of them have. You've got the ab crunch, which doesn't seem as extreme as previous. I'm okay with that. So you can do a little ab crunch, you can lean back a little. But it's actually limited. I'm okay with that. You got waist rotation. Thighs are the same, and the legs are pretty much the same as they always are, so you can get a good out. Can't go back, can't go forward. You got thigh rotation and the awkward cutout. The knees actually are not destroyed by the packaging, so I'm okay with that. So very nice ratcheted double jointed knees. So you can actually do like a jumping squat situation. Yeah. And then no boot cutout here, so I'm okay with that. And you have the ratcheted ankles, which are actually pretty good, and the cutout there. So he can actually, he can hopefully hold a decent pose. I say hopefully. That's actually a very Spider-Man-like pose. That's pretty good, actually. See, while the rotating parts of the boots are nice, but they tend to get the feet in a weird direction. Oh, and I totally forgot, we can bring in the White Ranger from last time. And then, of course, we'll throw out the Gold Ranger again, just because. So we've got two Tommies and a Jason. Too bad I don't have the old Red Ranger that I had, so we could have a couple Jasons out here. But it is what it is. But I do actually like it. I'm going to get the Zeo line. If nothing else, I want the Build-A-Figure Megazord. So guys, that's it for this review. And I realize that that's very awkward looking, so let's just Spread these boys out a little bit. Come on. Don't you fall. Because you fall, we all fall. There we go. Alright, guys. I want to thank my patrons as always. John, Andy, Steve. You guys are great. And if you guys are interested in knowing about the Patreon, it's right here on the screen. Go check it out. And if you guys are new here, make sure you give a thumbs up if you like the video. And subscribe if you want to stick around and see more of them. And guys, as always, keep on nerding.